Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, Michiru's route. In the last episode, Michiru was preparing to head for the hospital for her checkup so that the hospital could figure out how could Michiru's heart be more stable and how could her mind be sort of healed. As you remember, she had two persons after a heart transplant very long ago. The other person being fully aware of all that Michiru does, but the original Michiru was not always aware when the other person took over. However, as Sachi was set to clean out Michiru's room, she found a box that was locked and, intent on cleaning it, she couldn't open it. Instead, she handed it to Yuuji, who, through his clumsiness or general feelings in the fingers, opened the box and found a diary made by Michiru. He also found that Michiru, as she had told, had played the role of the clown for the sake of making people happy and for the sake of taking the role that this would be something that she could do without being the real her. However, it seems that the last couple of phrases were a conversation on paper between the two parts of Michiru, and it seems that the original part was intent on not coming back. Let's continue. Seems Michiru's goodbye really was intended as a final farewell. I'm terrified of losing the things I care about. I'll erase myself before any more sad things can happen. I can understand the logic. Here's my question though. What about the people you leave behind? Michiru herself was abandoned by the girl she called her best friend. Won't her abrupt exit leave others to suffer in the same way? Is she really selfish enough to ignore their feelings? Or stupid enough not to realize people care about her? I cast my eyes down to my wristwatch. The digital display precisely ticks off the time, busily rearranging its pixels with every passing second. It'll be 5 a.m. soon. I had a feeling Michiru would return about this time. I don't know what sort of condition she is in right now, but for some reason I'm confident about this. Guess the training is on hold again. Neglecting my physical maintenance to wait anxiously for a woman's return would have been unthinkable just a few months ago. I've really come down in the world. Murmuring a little self-ridicule, I leave my room. Outside, I find Sachi wandering around the courtyard, restlessly sweeping away dust with a broom. What's going on? You're up awful early.
Yes, after all, Michiru-sama will be returning to us today. We have to receive her properly, so I thought it would be best to clean the garden as well.
I see, so that's what this is about, but why start waiting this early in the morning?
Well, I didn't know exactly when she would be returning, so just to be on the safe side, I began waiting at 3 a.m.
Guess that explains the rustling sound I heard outside in the middle of the night. Sachi sure is a scrupulous one, to an idiotic degree. I'm thinking she'll be arriving pretty soon. Want to head over with me?
Yes! My heart is throbbing. It feels like it's been so long since I've seen Michiru-sama.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear you cleaned her room for her.
Do you think so? But it's not as though I did it solely to procure her gratitude, alright?
Yeah, I know. Speak of the devil. A golden tinted silhouette comes into view across the road. The twin tails projecting from her head are unmistakable. That's Michiru alright. From a distance she doesn't look any different from when she left the school. But the question of course is what's inside.
Oh, you're right, it's Michiru-sama. Kasami-san, your vision is quite sharp.
Don't exaggerate. From this distance anyone could tell at a glance. Michiru approaches slowly, dragging her luggage behind her and watching the ground. After finally reaching us, she comes to an abrupt halt.
Aha! What are you two up to this early? Here to greet me, perhaps? You shouldn't have. Well, welcome home, Michiru-sama. Hey, Sachi, did you get the chance to clean my room like I asked? Yes, quite thoroughly. In fact, Kasami-san lent me his assistance as well. Oh yeah? Impressive. Come here, I'll give you some well-deserved praise. How Okay then, Yuuji, you want a pat on the head as well?
I think I'll pass.
Dang right you will. Why would I pat your head anyway? Please. Okay then, Sachi, can you take my bag? I'm pretty worn out, you know. Want to go get me some Qa'Rajh?
Well, by all means, allow me. From this conversation, you'd think Michiru was completely fine. It all feels too natural, too smooth, to the point that it's actually a little disturbing.
Okay then, let's get going. Appreciate you showing up too, Yuuji. Why don't you get into your sweats and go running? That's your usual routine at this hour, right? You're gonna lose your edge.
Hold on, I've got something I need to discuss with you.
Well, I don't. Okay then, Sachi, let's go!
That's not going to work. Even if you don't, I do. Understand?
For crying out loud. Not back for 5 seconds before he gets on his high horse. How rock-headed can one guy be? Fine, whatever. Okay, Sachi, would you mind taking the bag back to my room while we talk? Sorry.
Not at all. Such is my role and purpose. I'll go at once, so please excuse me.
Well, what is it? If you got something to ask me, let's get it over with pronto. I wasn't kidding. I really am tired.
It's not exactly a quick and easy question, but I'll get right to the point. You're the other Michiru, aren't you?
What? Where's this coming from? Sorry, I don't follow. Are you feeling alright? Maybe it's got so lonely without me that you lost your touch with reality.
Spare me the games. I'm asking you a serious question. Or is dodging around like that what passes for honesty in your book?
Huh? But I seriously don't get it. I mean, what? Why are you mad?
I'm not mad, woman.
Really? Your voice is kind of loud. Girls don't like that sort of thing, you know? Gently and softly is the way to go.
I don't understand the girl's real intention. What is she playing at here? Alright, I'll change the question. What were the results of your medical examination?
In that case, I'll give you an answer. There were no problems whatsoever. I mean, obviously, that's why I'm back. They said I was badly stressed, but that's just part of a modern life, right? So it's all good. Are we done now?
Yeah, I suppose we are. Go on back to your room and get some rest.
Thanks. Well then, I'll see you later, Yuuji-kun.
Yuuji-kun, is it?
Ah, that's right. I almost forgot. I did have something to tell you as well.
And what's that?
You already said your final goodbyes, right? Surely you can figure out the rest. She sunk deep, deep down in the dark, and she's not coming back to the surface again. That's just how it is. It was her decision to make, and you can't do anything about it. Don't give her any even more trouble than you already have, alright?
Michiru-sama, I put away your luggage.
Ah, okay, thanks. I'll be right there. So there you have it. Not to worry, Yuuji-kun. I'll keep you company if you get lonely.
With a wink, the girl turns on her heel and enters the dorm. I'm left behind by myself. Unspoken words and unexpressed emotions stewing around inside of me with no outlet. Michiru once struggled to tell me how it felt to wake up and find everything wrapped up neatly without her knowledge. I think I can sort of understand now. I was concerned about Michiru in my way, but before I had a chance to take the action, everything's been settled. A solution methodically arranged along rigid lines, like a carefully built tower of cards I'm not even allowed to touch. Well, I think the girl was right about one thing. Might as well run, have to keep up the routine. Maintain your pace, play within the established rules, swim with the current. That's the only way to make any progress. But right now, Michiru's refusing to accept the most fundamental rules of the world. I'm going to need to take action of some sort. But before that, I'll run. Sometimes you think better when you're moving. Normally I'd change clothes first, but today I set off in my school uniform. I've got to regain my calm. First I pull myself together. Then I deal with the problem at hand. Our classmates welcomed Michiru's return to the dormitory happily. Even more than the all clear from a medical examination, they were encouraged by the dramatic improvement in her mood. The girl's been moving through her normal daily routine as the usual Michiru. Nobody seems to have caught on to the fundamental change that's taking place deep inside of her. But as the true Michiru's absence stretches into days, some of her friends seem to be vaguely beginning to sense a subtle transformation.
Hey Oni-chan, there's something I kinda wanted to ask you about.
Go ahead, I'll answer if I can.
Okay, so it's about Qa'Rajh. Don't you think she's been a little weird lately?
Oh, how do you mean?
I don't know how exactly to put this, but she's kind of weird. I mean, she was weird in the first place, but it's like a different kind of weird.
I see. Something seems strange about her to you?
Yeah, it does. You haven't noticed anything weird about her, Oni-chan?
Tricky question. Well, I don't think it's anything you need to worry about.
I can't help it, you know. This is really bugging me. I'm thinking too much. My head's going in circles. Gotta take a break before my solar plexus starts wobbling.
You do that.
I don't have the slightest idea what wobbling solar plexus might indicate.
Probably just mashing together words she picked up somewhere at random again. In any case, it's clear that Markin is starting to notice the change in her friend. The last time I had a face-to-face conversation with Michiru was the morning I welcomed her home from the hospital with Sachi. After her return to the dorm, the girl's been beating a quick retreat every time it seems like we might end up alone together. To put it simply, she's blatantly avoiding me. But that's only strengthened my determination to force her into a long talk. I need to know what the true Michiru was thinking when she decided to disappear from this world. I'm passing by Michiru's room when I hear the sound of someone clattering around inside. Barging in right now would be almost like cornering her for an interrogation. I hesitate for a moment, but the chance is just too good to pass up. I knock sharply on the door, then enter the room without waiting for a response. Michiru, we need to have a serious... What, it's you? Why so shocked?
I believe such a sudden entrance is inherently rather shocking. Just to be on the safe side, I will state for the record that I do get surprised like anyone else. More importantly, what's wrong, Kasami-san? Did you have some business in Michiru-sama's room?
Yeah, just a minor errand. So what are you doing in here?
What, you ask? Cleaning, naturally. At Michiru-sama's request, to be specific. The room is sparkling, you see. All that's left now is the box. With these words, Sachi produces a small, sturdy box from the other day. I reflexively reach out as if to take it from her hands, but realize halfway through just how strange that would seem. My outstretched arm, losing its purpose, surrenders to gravity and listlessly drops back to my side. Is something the matter?
No, not really, but are you really determined to look inside that thing?
Huh? Why wouldn't I? I mean, it's empty, isn't it? Surely there's no reason not to open it and clean the inside.
Empty? Oh, yeah, I guess I did say that.
Yes, that you did. Since you unlocked it as well, cleaning the inside shouldn't present...
Unlocked? What? A glance confirms that the box is indeed unsecured. I'm sure I locked it after nosing around inside the other day. Why would it be...
Ah!
I instinctively reach out again in reaction to the strange sight, but this time my timing's bad. I bump Sachi's arm just as she is shifting the box in her hand. And a jolt sends the small chest tumbling to the floor below.
I do apologize,
No, I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Thank goodness it doesn't seem to have broken, and its contents. As you said, Kasami-san, it seemed to be quite empty.
Yeah, that it is. Quite empty. Just as I said, there's nothing inside. It's just an empty wooden box. Sachi wipes the dust from its interior with a small cloth, then returns it to the closet.
There we are. The job's complete.
Tell me, Sachi, was this box empty from the start?
It was like this all along? Or so I would assume. I hadn't seen the inside until dropping it just now.
I see. In that case, never mind.
Well then, I was planning to proceed cleaning Maki-chan's room next, but...
Go ahead. Don't worry. I'm sure Michiru won't mind me being here.
I suppose. In that case, please excuse me. I sit down on the bed and lightly roll my shoulders. There were definitely notebooks and pictures in that box. Their disappearance has to mean that the current Michiru disposed of them after her return. Honestly, guess it's about time I did something here. Whoa, that was a surprise.
That's my line. What happened to the contents of that box? Those aren't the sort of things you can throw away without permission, woman.
Hold on there. I didn't throw anything away without permission. And incidentally, I don't remember you asking for the go-ahead before barging into my room. Is that not a problem in your book? Not really. You see, this is Michiru's room, not yours. Oh, really? I see.
With those words, Michiru throws herself down on the bench next to me. Seemingly indifferent to the concept of personal space, she settles in extremely close. Look, you seem to be trying to make me into the bad guy here, but that's just not how it is. The girl peers into my face as she speaks. Her expression is serious. I didn't say you were to blame. But the way you're looking at me says it all. I'm kind of hurt, to be honest. I mean, it's not like I'm in control of this body because I want to be. Do you understand that? Yeah, I know that much. Oh, how nice for you. You really are an honorable one, aren't you? Amazing. But, you know, there are plenty of things you don't understand. What happens when you die? Nobody knows for sure. I don't have a clue myself. And you, my friend, can't figure out the true feelings of a single little girl. Practically the same as knowing nothing at all. She has a point. What exactly happened to Michiru? I have my theories, but I don't know anything for a fact. You're right. I'm sorry. Please tell me what's going on. It's a little unsettling to hear you actually apologize all of a sudden. Alright then, I'll explain. With a deep sigh of resignation, Michiru resumes the conversation on a markedly different note. At the hospital, the girl told me she's never coming back here again. I tried to talk her out of it. I mean, this body belongs to her. But her decision didn't change. Never coming back again? I want it all to end. This world is just too sad. Why do people die? Why do we have to leave each other? Nobody can give me a good answer. I'm the most worthless person in this world. So why do I have to force myself to go on living this pathetic, miserable little life? It wouldn't be so bad if I was just inferior to everybody else, but I'm not even the best me inside of me. It's really painful, really sad. What's the point of my existence? Nobody's telling me. Why do the friends who treat me kindly all go away? Why do I have to say goodbye to the people I love? Everybody else is just turning a blind eye to the fact that it all ends. They're telling themselves comfortable lies. That's how they get through the day. I don't want to be in a world like that. It's scary. Really, really scary. But are you really alright with just giving up? This is your body, your life. I know, but I don't think I can keep this up any longer. So from now on, I'll leave me to you. I'm sure you can pull it off a lot better than I ever did. Sorry, it never would have come to this if I'd done a halfway decent job of covering for you. Nah, there's nothing to be sorry for. This is all my fault. It's all because I'm stupid, and useless, and meaningless. Okay. Good night and sweet dreams. Just tell me if you change your mind, alright? Anytime is fine. No, it's fine. This is it. I'm done. It seems that girl doesn't intend to come back. Ever. I see. If that's Michiru's decision, maybe that's the way it'll have to be. But tell me, what are your thoughts on the matter? I think she should go on living in her own body. I mean, this is just the way life is, right? Sorry, I'll take that again. Sorry, this is just the way life is, right? Nobody gets to choose who they are. She has to learn to accept herself. Then again, if Michiru never comes back, you'll be able to live freely, right? As your own person, not someone's stand-in. You'll be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it. Pretty decent deal, don't you think? Don't you want another shot at life? Well, the girl bites her fingernail as she ponders the question. Probably isn't even aware she's doing it. Well, yes, I do, but this body doesn't belong to me. Overcoming a moment of hesitation, the girl delivers her answer in a resolute tone. In other words, you want me to respect Michiru's wishes first and foremost. Yes, that about covers it. No matter what that may mean for you, or for that body? Huh? What are you talking about? Just answer the question. You really believe that what Michiru wants should take precedence, correct? Yes. Alright then. I slap my hands together smartly. Now we can get started. Wounds of the heart aren't the kind of injury someone else can patch up for you in an afternoon. Only the person suffering can really ever understand how deep their wounds are, which means at the end of the day they got to be the one who figures out how to heal them. In other words, I'm not going to tell Michiru to live or come on out of there just because I say so. I need to know her real feelings first, and I need your cooperation to make that possible. Alright. When deployed to a battlefield far from their homeland, spending weeks in the field listening to bombs fall all day and night, the majority of people can't stay in a normal state of mind. Some lose control over their bladders, some obsessively count the amount of bullets they've used over and over again, some start ranting and thrashing around in the middle of the night. All of those, in their way, are probably the self-defense mechanism of humans being eager to retreat into their own minds and escape from a hellish reality. But I am familiar with a way to hold a conversation with people like that, no matter how far gone they seem. Maybe familiar isn't the right word. I've experienced it, personally. It's not exactly a pleasant memory for me, so I can't say I'm eager to do the same thing to someone else, but right now I don't have any other choice. The most important thing is to hear what Michiru herself has to say. There's no time for hesitation. I quickly set about making my preparations. A curtain and a lamp? Studying the objects I brought back to the room with me, Michiru blinks in confusion. The curtain is a thick, opaque one I borrowed from the AV room, and the lamp is perfectly normal, although I fiddled with the wiring to attach a makeshift modulator. That's right, we'll be using these to get a hold of Michiru. I see. Hypnotherapy then. Didn't know you had knowledge in that field as well. Not that I'm going to ask why. Probably for the best. It's not exactly the sort of story that's going to get you dancing with joy. Cutting off this line of conversation, I retrieve a container of ramen candy from my pocket. It's the same one I found in Michiru's room. Is that? The medicine she was taking to keep you in check. Your willpower, this medicine, and a little hypnosis is going to drag her out of her hiding place. In other words, I just need to take some of that, then imitate one of those actresses the hypnotist always picks from the crowd? That's right. Once you take the medicine, all you have to do is lie down on the bed. Fine. Once I've explained the basic idea, Michiru swallows the medicine I offer her, then obediently lies face up on the bed. Michiru? It's going to be fine. Let the tension out of your shoulders and relax. Just stare up at the ceiling and let your mind go blank. Pulling the curtain across the window, I plunge the room into complete darkness. Then flip on the lamp, guided by the faint glow of fluorescent paint on its switch. An orange-tinted light flashes brightly from the bulb, then fades away just as quickly. Next, I move my hand to the modulator and turn on its knobs experimentally. The first alters the light's color, the second changes the speed at which it blinks. Seems to be working as intended. Taking Michiru's pulse from her wrist when peering down at her pupils, I continue fiddling with the flashing light for a good 20 minutes. About time, I think. Normally adjusting this sort of device involves the use of expensive electronic equipment and carefully monitoring the subject's brain waves and pupillary reflexes. But I'm not out to brainwash Michiru or cure some condition. All I need to do is place a simple hypnotic suggestion in her mind. Although it requires a certain level of trust with the patient, even a makeshift device like this can serve that purpose. Oh. Exhaling deeply, I rise to my feet and look down at Michiru. I've stopped flashing the light. In its steady, dim glow, I can make out Michiru's face below me. Her expression seems very peaceful. Michiru? Michiru? Can you hear me? Michiru? Slowly, Michiru's lips begins to move. Yes? Why did you disappear without a word like that? I've been worried. I'm sorry, Yuuji. You don't have to apologize. I'm on your side no matter what, okay? So tell me, what do you want to do? Whatever it is, I'll make it happen, but I need to know what you really want. Michiru, answer me. Just as I begin to lose control of my tone, I can see something change in her eyes. Somewhere deep inside her, that Michiru is rising toward the surface. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want any more pain. I want to die. Saying that and nothing more, Michiru's eyes fall shut. She goes limp in the bed, apparently unconscious. I see. In that case, that's how it'll be. Have to respect your wishes after all. I gently wipe the sweat from the girl's forehead with my hand. I'll kill you, Michiru. It's comfortable here. Very comfortable. Everything smooth and calm as a still lake without even a ripple of emotion. There's nothing to lose. No one to leave me, no heat, no cold. Just silent, infinite dark stretching out all around me. The passing of time doesn't bring any changes. I've come to the end of myself. Since I'm the one who decided to come here, the darkness doesn't seem so scary anymore. This bubble of nothingness, where I feel nothing at all, has become a friend. It's not scary at all. As long as I stay here, I'm safe from all my fears. I rest my head in the lap of the darkness, and it holds me gently by the shoulders. We fuse together. I dissolve into it. It's no longer clear where I end and the darkness begins. This is fine. This is how it should be. Somebody's trying to open the door. I've already decided I'm never coming out again. It's pointless. They should just give up. I'm finished. Michiru. I can hear a voice. A voice that brings back a lot of memories. A voice that I'll never hear again. Can you hear me, Michiru? How is his voice reaching me here, so deep in the dark? I'm sure I locked the door firmly behind me, but somehow it's slipping in through the cracks, trying to reach my heart. I wish he'd cut it out. I've already decided to end the pain. I've already decided I don't want to be sad anymore. Yes? And yet I answer him. Did I choose to reply? Or was that her? I've been worried. I'm sorry, Yuuji. Those are definitely my words, my feelings, ones I'd left unspoken. What do you want to do? He's asking what I want? Whatever it is, I'll make it happen. There's only one answer. Need to know what you really want. I don't want to lose anything else. I don't want to lose anyone else. Michiru, answer me. But that's an impossible wish, so... I don't want to live anymore. I don't want any more pain. But even more than that, I don't want to be separated from Yuuji. I can see his face above me, very, very close. I'll never see him again like this again. I'll never be able to touch him again. But there's nothing I can do about that now. As my consciousness fades slowly away, I hear him speak to me. I'll kill you, Michiru. I see. Being killed by the person I love, huh? Yeah, that might just be the happiest possible ending. Once again I sink down through the deep darkness, and as I settle into my home at the bottom of the sea, I hastily wonder what will happen next. I'm pretty much dead already. What's going to change if Yuuji kills me? Will even this small figure of consciousness disappear into nothing? Or maybe I'll just fall a little deeper, into an even darker and more silent world. I can't even imagine what an afterlife might be like. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared, and lonely of course, but what else can I do? That girl's better than me, she always will be, so this is the way it has to be. So bright. Something's happening, but I can't tell what. Once again I'm forcibly dragged up out of the darkness. A brilliant light pierces deeply through my eyelids, bringing with it a sharp jolt of pain. Did Yuuji kill me? That might explain this sudden dramatic change. Maybe this is the afterlife. I don't know about that though, my eyes really hurt. Isn't everything all peaceful after you die? Or maybe he's still... It feels like my body's being carried along inside something. I can feel the vibrations of wheels turning over the floor below. It's not a car, nothing with an engine. This is something much more primitive. That's right, it's just like the times they carried me through the hospital hallways, but somehow this feels a lot softer. Wonder why this cart is so different. Okay, what is this? What's going on? I decided never to come back to this world, but for some reason I'm still alive. And yet, I can't open my eyes. Not because it's too bright or anything like that. I literally can't get my eyelids to budge. A moment later I realize there's an even larger problem. It's not just my eyes. I can't move my arms or legs either. I can't even speak. This is probably a little hard to believe, but... I can hear Yuuji speaking. I'm definitely alive. This isn't the afterlife. It happened very suddenly. And from the muffled sound of his voice, I can tell that I'm probably inside some kind of a box. Michiru's dead. I told you guys she was suffering from anemia, but that was a lie. Her hospitalization was for a more serious disease. The exam results really did look favorable, but last night her condition took an abrupt turn for the worse. It's a real shame, but there was nothing they could do. I died? I mean, yeah, that was the plan. I was going to die and let the other me take over, but something is wrong here. I'm lying inside a box being treated like someone who's really dead. A box with a dead person inside. I guess I'm lying in a coffin then. Does that mean there's a glass window up at the top? I hope not. I don't want to know what my face looks like right now. Really makes me regret not spending a little more time taking care of my skin. You're not serious, right? I mean, she was looking so energetic lately. It's the truth. Normally this wouldn't have been disclosed to you guys either, but I wanted to give you the chance to get some closure. Amanda's voice is thick with tears. The news of my death seemed to have shocked her pretty badly. Kasami-san.
Yes, Sachi?
This wouldn't have been disclosed to us? What does that mean? It's rather difficult to understand.
I think you all have some idea what I'm talking about. Every one of us is here for very private reasons, involving messy, complicated circumstances. Given that, it shouldn't be that surprising for a death to be handled as quietly as possible.
I see. Perhaps you're right. Sachi's voice is trembling too. Why is this happening? Why is Yuuji doing this?
There's no way Qa'Rajh's dead. Oni-chan, this joke ain't funny.
Stop it, Makina.
But come on, this is a load of crap. I can't believe this.
It's not like I understand either, you know. This is so completely out of the blue. Everyone's getting upset. This isn't what I wanted to happen. I vanished, the other me takes over, everyone lives happily ever after. That's what I imagined.
Don't go, Qa'Rajh! Qa'Rajh!
Stop it, Makina. Yelling isn't going to do any good, you know.
But this isn't fair. Who said you could just go and die on us? This is messed up.
It's not like I can't accept this either, but there's no point in throwing a fit.
My knee!
No, sorry for shouting, but...
Harmony, grab hold of Makina so she doesn't thrash around, alright?
Yeah. Even when I consciously try to move, I can't budge. Forget twitching a finger, I can't even blink. I wonder what's happened to my body. I didn't want to make anyone cry. I didn't want to hurt anyone. But now Makina is bawling. Matsushima-san. Yumiko doesn't sound like she's been crying. That's good. It'd be too much to take if they all started weeping over me. I can't see my classmates' faces. I'm walled off from their world all by myself inside this box. I can only guess from their voices what's occurring around me. I'd always thought I was alone, but I guess I didn't know what real solitude was until now. I can't speak, I can't see their faces, I can't move a muscle. Maybe I wasn't that cut off from the world after all. My voice was weak and my jokes were crappy, but at least I had friends who'd laugh with me.
I'm going to take Michiru's body for cremation immediately after this. Anyone who has something to say to her, write a letter and put it inside. I'm sure she'll read them in heaven.
It seems like Yuuji really does plan to kill me. In that case, before the end, I want to talk to him again. I want to see everyone's faces one more time before I go. But I can't make that request now. I can't even tilt my head slightly, no matter how I try. My body just won't listen. It's like every muscle and nerve in my body has gone on strike at once. I can't do anything but lie still on my back. I don't know if it's related, but my thoughts are moving very sluggishly as well. It's as though someone spun a network of thick spider webs inside my mind. Every thought has to slowly push its way through those clinging strands. I still can't believe it. I mean, I don't ever want to believe it.
Aren't you going to write anything, Sakagi?
No, I'm not.
Why? Don't you have anything to tell her?
I mean, this doesn't feel remotely real. We were just talking yesterday, and now all of a sudden you're telling me this. It's just too much. I don't have the first idea what I would write either.
I see. Still, that doesn't change the fact that this is your last chance. Don't leave yourself any regrets.
I know, but it's fine.
Well, that's your decision to make. I won't say any more.
I'm done writing. I'm gonna put it inside.
Magina reaches inside the box and places her letter next to my face, then reaches over and stroke my cheek. Her hands so small. I never expected such a tender gesture from Magina, who's always been like a rambunctious little sister. It kind of startles me. I'm done too. That's Amana's voice. I hear the side of the box creaking slightly as she leaves her letter next to me. Was her chest leaning against the edge of the coffin? Kinda wish I'd be a little more like her in that department. I wasn't able to write much of a letter. You say this is the last time I'll see Michiru-sama, but I can't quite bring myself to believe that. I can't help feeling she'll come back again. I understand your feelings, but for that reason I'm afraid it's rather brief. For a moment I catch a whiff of Sachi's scent.
You sure you're alright with this, Sakaki? Understood. Alright then, this is goodbye.
And with that, I died. Enveloped in shuddering darkness, I'm carted off somewhere, probably a crematorium if Yuuji was telling the truth. Guess I'm going to be a pile of ashes in a little while. That's kind of a shame. I won't get to read the letters everyone went out of their way to write for me, and I really did want to see their faces before the end. I wanted to see Yuji's face. When I was the one saying goodbye, I was able to prepare myself emotionally, but now the shoe's on the other foot, and I'm kind of at a loss. And then there's that girl. I feel bad about doing this to her. I could have just given her my body. I wonder what she's doing right now. Stop! Don't go! Matsushima-san! Matsushima-san! Sakaki-san? Don't die! Please don't go! Say it's not true! Please! Yumiko seems to have grabbed hold of the box and begun to shake it fiercely. I can hear her nails scratching it against the wooden lid.
Don't interfere, Sakaki. Get off.
What's wrong with you, Kasami-kun? How can you be so calm? Matsushima-san, it's not true, right? Why so suddenly say it's a lie? Sakaki-san, please calm down. Kasami-san, I'll take her.
Appreciate it.
Kumina-san, I'm sorry, but Matsushima-san's... It's alright. Everyone feels the same. It's alright. It's not alright. Nothing's alright. Why does everyone leave me? I've never heard Yumiko this upset before, but it's even more surprising to learn that she has fears so similar to my own. Michiru! The rumbling of the wheels take on a different tenor. We left the building.
Let me tell you something, Michiru. Death isn't the end. First of all, the people you've left behind have to try and say goodbye. The idea that you can just vanish into thin air is a load of self-centered crap. I understand that you want to disappear, but before you die, I expect you to go through a proper procedure. You can't wrap your life up neatly all by yourself. That's naive, irresponsible thinking. I guess Yuuji is aware that I'm conscious, but no matter how hard I try to move my mouth, I cannot answer him. It seems to be growing gradually more difficult to breathe. Am I going to suffocate inside this box before I get burnt to death? A thought floats idly through my head like a soap bottle. Wonder if Yuuji has a license. A moment later it pops and vanishes. Since I found myself in this box, I've been thinking about a whole lot of really pointless things. Things I wouldn't even have thought about before fill my head to the brim. This must be what it's like to be paralyzed. My body's asleep, but my mind's awake. I'm immobile as if bound by hand and foot, although there's no rope wrapped around me. I'll bury you in your favorite place.
My body jerks up inside the cramped coffin, helpless to resist the shocks of transport. Maybe this is what it's like to be a chocolate sitting in a box of candy.
You were always talking about it, weren't you? Now it'll be your official place of death. All that about the cremation was a lie. This was the plan from the start. Incidentally, your body can't move because of a hypnotic suggestion I gave you. Not to worry though, it won't last much longer.
Another thought echoes through the coffin. The sounds of the outside world grow fainter. I don't really have any regrets, but I wish I could have seen Yuuji's face at the end. And I wish I knew what my face looked like when he saw it for the last time.
This is world shed for you. Shed for. Have yourself a nice in there. You see me.
My body can't move. I can't speak. I can't see a thing. The inside of my head throbs painfully. Did I get bumped against a box at some point on my way here? An unexpected wave of powerful exhaustion rolls over me. I can't even think about whether to resist before I'm dragged down into sleep. Or so I think. I mean, the darkness is just as thick whether my eyes are open or shut. I don't have any way to track the passage of time. Did I sleep for a while? Maybe I just closed my eyes for a moment. There's no way I can tell in here. I can hear the sound of my own breathing from multiple angles at once. It's echoing off the walls of the box. I make up my mind to try and speak. My voice works. Does that mean my body can move as well? As an experience, I try to lift my arm. Ow! It was a small movement, but my elbow bangs against the wooden wall right away. I can move, but it looks like I'm going to have to do so pretty carefully. Alone inside my box, I laugh at myself. Carefully? What's the point of that now? All I need to do is lie still, anyway. I mean, I'm just going to die in here no matter what I do. Yuuji? I call his name, but the sound only makes it a few inches from my face before striking solid wood and rebounding back. In this terrifyingly cramped space, the four walls themselves seems almost like living things consciously observing me. My bangs cling to my forehead, damp with sweat. I reach up to fix them, banging my elbow against the wall once again. After carefully twisting my body around, I finally manage to brush the hair back into place. But nobody can see, not even me, so why did I even bother? My back's sticky with perspiration, it's clammy and gross, really uncomfortable. As my dull nerves slowly rouse themselves, I begin to notice a number of dull aches spread around my body. But it's not just pain that's starting to tug on my senses, there's also hunger. I silently mouth the words, I'm starving, to no one in particular. Maybe I'll die of hunger before my oxygen runs out. I wonder just how painful death by starvation is comparatively. I think I saw some tasteless list about most painful ways to commit suicide somewhere. But right now I can't even remember the details. Too bad Yuuji isn't here. I'm sure he'd give me a thorough rundown. Probably a little too thorough. It's hot. The sweat trickling down my forehead is starting to get into my eyes. It stings. When I lick my lips, it leaves a salty taste on my tongue. What am I doing in here again? My thoughts are all tangled up in like an old-fashioned telephone cord. I'm thirsty. Of course, I don't have any drinking water. I try forcing myself to swallow some saliva, but it doesn't do much good. Startled by the sort of sudden ringing sound, I end up smacking my arm hard against the side wall. I can feel my heart pounding furiously away. Ow, 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 ow. Where's that? Huh? A phone? The vibration seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere. The air resonates with a shrill electronic chirping. After hunting clumsily around for some time, I finally discover a cell phone ringing next to my ear. Hello?
Sounds like you're still alive.
The instant I hear his voice, I feel tears running down my face. What is this emotion? It's not relief exactly. I can't quite pin it down. Yuuji?
This is your final choice. That phone can only be used to contact me. Just press 1 on the speed dial. You won't be able to get through to anyone else, and the other functions are disabled as well. It won't even display the time. If you decide that you want to live, call me. That's all. Even though I forced myself into a painfully contorted position to even answer the phone, he's already hung up on me.
Didn't listen to a word I had to say. I mean, that's just the way the guy is, yeah, but still, even at a time like this, the thought makes me smile a little. But at least I got to hear Yuuji's voice at the end. Maybe it's better this way. I hugged the phone close as though cradling a precious treasure, then closed my eyes. No? Huh? I guess I fell asleep again. I instinctively flipped open the phone in my hand, but just like Yuuji said, the time isn't displayed. I can't even guess how long I was sleeping. I've gotten so used to the darkness by now that the phone's LCD display seems blightingly bright. When I turn my face to the side to escape the dazzling light, I notice the letters everyone wrote lying next to me. Oh, if I use this as a light, I can read. With the backlight for illumination, I can make out the characters clearly enough. I squirm my body around for some time to get into position, then open the first envelope and take out the letter inside. This is Magnus, huh? To Qa'Rajh. Why'd you go and die without even asking for my permission? It really threw me for a loop, so please don't pull a stunt like that ever again. I still had tons of games I wanted to play with you, Qa'Rajh. They're totally awesome too. Why would you die without even trying them? What were you thinking? I'd be keeping it a secret, but there's even a place I wanted to show you. It's really, really pretty. You can't go away until you see it. That's no good at all. There's still all sorts of stuff left to do here, so why are you leaving? That's not right. You can't do that. Thanks for everything, but this is still totally messed up. Magina. The letter itself is a little weird. You can definitely tell she was flustered when she wrote it. The next envelope I pulled from the little pile is a Manis. To Michiru. I guess this will be the first and last time I write you a letter like this. I haven't even had the chance to come to terms with this yet, but I don't want to regret missing this chance, so I'll try my best. I knew you weren't really a Sundara, Michiru, so I was always a little concerned about whether you were forcing yourself. I always wondered if you were really okay putting on an act like that all the time. You kind of tended to worry about other people before yourself, you know. I think you probably assumed nobody noticed, but we all understood. Have you stopped forcing yourself yet? Since you've gone to heaven now, maybe you're free, doing what you want to do for your own sake. It's nice to imagine that. I hope it's true. I'm having a really hard time accepting this situation, to be honest. When you left for the hospital before, the dorm got kind of lonely awful quick. I tried to keep on like always, but it was like a little hole in my heart that just kept getting bigger. I don't know how long it will take to fill that hole up again. Maybe it'll stay this way forever, but I'll absolutely never forget about you, Michiru. Thanks for everything. You were a dear friend to all of us, and an irreplaceable presence in my life. That's how it's been until now, and it won't ever change. This stuff is kind of embarrassing, so I couldn't say it to your face. But I cared about you very much, Michiru. Please rest in peace. Amane. Oh geez, after all the effort I put into my Sundara, they saw through me, huh? It's kind of awkward reading these letters. Everybody sounds so different. They are raw words coming from deep inside, feelings that normally would have stayed hidden forever, scrawled out nakedly across the page. I didn't expect them to write so bluntly, but I guess when it's your last chance, there's really no reason to hold back. There's only one letter left now, Sachi's. To Michiru-sama. I believe that we will meet again. Accordingly, I won't write words of farewell. I'm waiting for you. So is Sakaki-san. The same goes for Amanda-san and Maki-chan. And of course, Kasami-san is waiting as well. Everyone is waiting for you, Michiru-sama. Well then, until the day we meet again, Sachi. As I read these simple words, I remember Yumiko breaking down in tears. She seemed completely out of character for her to get that upset. I always felt like she was keeping her distance from me, so why did she cry like that? Huh? I'm trembling? I realize that my hand is beginning to quake slightly. Even though I'm not exactly cold, my teeth are starting to chatter, and I can't make them stop. The letter wasn't that carefully worded or anything. None of them were. They scratched them down in just a few short minutes after all. But for some reason the normality of their words makes me feel like my heart's being squeezed in my chest. I won't be able to laugh with them ever again, or exchange hellos in the morning, or even have one of our stupid conversations. It all felt so normal before, but now it's gone forever. It's almost like I've only just realized that. The more I think about it, the harder it is to control my trembling hands. At first it was little more than a mild fidgeting, but now I'm shaking so hard it's almost like a convulsion. My own body feels strange and alien to me. Powerless to stop the trembling, I just observe it dumbly. Even after a few minutes, there's no sign of the shivering. The shivering moments are likely to stop anytime soon. I decide to try thinking about something else. Yuuji? I wonder where Yuuji is right now. What's he thinking about? He called me on the phone, so maybe he wants to see me again. Maybe he wanted to talk to me again. I want to go see him, I really do, but In that instant, the light of the LCD screen vanishes as the cell phone abruptly shuts itself off. Huh? Wait, no! I pressed on the button over and over, but the screen only lights up for a few seconds at a time before turning off again. And after a while, even that stops. The phone goes entirely dead. I can't contact Yuuji anymore. The one thin thread of salvation dangling down from above have just been completely severed right before my eyes. Now I really am all alone, deep inside the dark, heavy earth. All of a sudden my fuzzy thoughts snap into sharp-edged focus. I had been floating along as if in a dream, but this all feels terribly real now. A distinct, vivid terror of death overwhelms me. I'm scared. It's so dark, I can barely move. I'm all alone. I'm scared. I'm so scared. No, it's scary. Please, no. Let me out. Yuuji! Yuuji! My hysterical voice echoes wetly, pointlessly around the coffin. Some part of me didn't really understand what dying meant. But after reading everyone's letters and losing my only way to contact Yuuji, it's suddenly all too real, all too clear, and all too terrifying. The fear has grabbed hold of my ankles and it won't let go. I can't get out of here. I really can't. I'll never see the light again. I feel like I'm about to go crazy. Stop it! Let me out! Please! I want out of here! I feel around the interior of the box with clumsy, panicked hands searching for some sort of escape. But of course there is no such thing. There are places in the lid where the material feels slightly different, but nothing happens when I strike them. In the first place, I can't position myself properly in this cramped little box. The hard planks rub against me with every moment. I can feel the rough pain of torn skin, the hot trickle of blood oozing out of my wounds. What's the matter? You're the one who wanted an end to the world. Why are you getting all frightened now? You've come this far. A little late for regrets, don't you think? A face exactly like my own floats in the darkness before my eyes. Am I hallucinating, or has the other me somehow taken form? No point in getting upset now, as panicking isn't going to change anything. But at this rate, I'm gonna die. Well, that was the whole idea, wasn't it? You die and I live in your place. Once you realized that wasn't working out, you told him your real feelings. You wanted to run away. You wanted to die. But now, I feel like I might have been wrong. I think just dying like this might be wrong of me. I know I'm being selfish to push this on you, but please, get me out of here. I'm sorry, I'd like nothing better, but I'm entirely powerless at the moment. All I can do is stay at your side. You're the one who has to act. I guess you're right. Yeah, I gotta do it myself. The other me stares into my eyes, her face steady and calm, not even blinking. Was there really no one in the world who loved you? Was there really not a single person who needed you? Think it over carefully. I wanted my life to continue, but all of a sudden it ended, for no reason at all. You could have kept right on living, so why are you throwing that gift aside? I lost so many things over and over for so long. I was scared it would just keep happening. Well, the only one who can do anything about that is yourself. If you think it's impossible, then just stay in the darkness like this forever. I have my own regrets, you know, but I'm bearing their weight. I don't think I have any choice other than to do so. If you want somebody to believe in you, if you want somebody to tell you not to disappear, then the first thing you need to do is believe in yourself. Care about yourself. Live for your own sake, not someone else's.
Hey, wait.
Live for my own sake? I never even tried. I was always working for someone else's sake, and always failing. Always falling short of their expectations. Always a defective human being. In that instant, the phone begins to ring. Even though the battery was definitely dead, the shrill electronic warbling bounces around in the inside of the box. I grope around and grab a hold of it. The screen and the incoming light are still dark, but the sound of the call continues as loudly as before. When I mash my thumb in the general area of the answer button, the ringing stops. I slowly bring the phone to my ear. Hello? 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 Who's this? Why do you think you're alone? You have someone who thinks of you as a friend, who cares about you very much. So why do you keep trying to go off somewhere on your own? You don't know how painful it is to be left behind, do you? That's why you keep trying to go away. Everybody loses things. Being hated isn't unusual either. I love you very much, so please don't go anywhere. If you're feeling sad right now, then let's become happy together. Come back here and let's be together from now on. From now on. I haven't really thought about that so much lately. All this time I've been focused on enduring the pain from the festering, miserable wounds the past left me. Even when I met someone new, I'd find myself thinking about what happened before, biting my lip when they weren't looking. What's the point? It'll be over someday. Is it really okay for me to become happy? I timidly try to stretch out my hand. The door leading to the future is heavy and cold to the touch. What do I really want? I want to see Yuuji again. I want to hear everybody's voices again, even if it has to end. I want to be there with them. I want to become happy just like anyone else. I strain forcibly against the door and it opens before me. Leading me to this place. Michiru, you finally showed up, huh? The voice takes my breath away. Even after all this time, I'd never mistake that voice. He's my friend, the girl who went to the other side. You came to see me, right? So, you're gonna come with me? I mean, we're friends, so we should be together, right? Well... I love you, Michiru. Thanks for coming. Let's be together forever. The voice draws nearer, accompanied by something that seems to be formed out of pitch black mist. I draw back a step in fear. Why are you running? We promised to stay best friends, didn't we? Oh, what? Do you hate me now? I don't hate you. I don't hate you. Actually, I like you a whole lot. So stay with me. Come on, let's stay together. Give me your hand. A violet plume of smoke coils itself tightly around my arm. It's sharply cold against my skin, like fog rising from dry ice. We can be together from now on. Nobody's going to mess things up for us here. I'm really happy. I'm sorry. Sorry? For what? Huh? You hate me after all? No, I love you. Even now, you're the friend I love the most in the whole world. Then why are you apologizing? Answer me. Because, well, you see, because you're a thing of the past. A thing of the past? You died a long time ago. You're no longer a part of this world. That's why I can't stay with you. I've got to live facing forward. I can't spend my whole life looking back over my shoulder. Are you saying you're going to forget about me? I won't forget you. I won't ever forget. But I don't want to use you as an excuse to run away anymore. I don't want to let myself think I'm useless without her every time something bad happens. I promise I'll never forget you, but I can't stay with you any longer. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why can't you stay with me? I don't understand. Come on, why go back to a place where everyone hits you, insults you, and makes fun of you? Why leave when you could be with me forever in a world with no worries? Painful memories blow through my mind like a squall. For a moment I feel as though the surge of emotion will carry me away, but somehow I brace my legs and hold steady. I seem to have picked up a phone at some point. No, I was holding this all along. The battery's dead and it can't connect me to anyone, but right now it's the only thing tying me to the other world. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm going now. To the future. My hand finds the knob of an invisible door. You decided to leave this world behind. I tried to do the same thing, but I think that was a mistake. I have friends who laugh with me. Friends who cry with me. I have people waiting for me. People who love me, even. I have someone I love. And that's why I can't follow you on the road that you chose. That's not fair. You're just gonna move on? Leave me behind? That isn't fair at all. Sorry, but I do love you, okay? Very much. But dying with you wouldn't be an act of friendship. That's not what a friend would do. I think being a friend to you means caring about the friends who are with me now. Crying for their sake, laughing with them. I think that's what a real friend would do. I'll keep your memory locked up in my heart as long as I live, but this is goodbye. I try to leave, but the door doesn't want to turn. It's so stubborn it feels like it fused in place. Even so, I keep right on twisting at it with all the strength I can muster. But that's no good either, so I simply start hitting the door as hard as I can. More blood spills from my hand with every strike, but I keep right on going without so much as a flinch. But reality is cold and scary, you know? Nobody's going to stay with you till the very end. Yeah, but even so, I love that world, and I love those people. Somehow I managed to force open the lid of my prison. In the next instant, a mixture of shockingly cold air and damp earth streamed down into the box. It's as if my body is being pressed down over the palm of a giant. I can't move. I spit out the dirt that's falling into my mouth and try to open my eyes. I have never seen the sky from under the ground before. It makes me feel like the seedling of some bizarre plant. I'm alive. I wanted to gulp down a whole lungful of fresh air, but I can't manage that either. The hole I was buried in doesn't seem to be as deep as I thought, but hunger and exhaustion have left me too weak to push my way free. I want to see everyone. I want to see Yuuji. Somehow managing to speak, I struggle to crawl up through the heavy, wet soil. But no matter how much I strain my tired muscles, I can't move. I want to live. I don't want to die. Writhing like an insect, I desperately try to get at least my face above the ground. But my endurance has already run out. Drowsiness, hunger, and loneliness push murderously down on me. Yuuji. This really is it for me. I'm going to end here, drowned in mud. I couldn't manage to kill myself when I wanted to, and now I'm going to die when I want to live. Seriously? What an idiot. See? Told you I was stupid. But if I have to die, I want to die touching the world. I push my fingers up through the dirt with my last ounce of strength. From a neutral point of view, it must look like the feeble stirrings of some puny little sprout, one that's picked an odd time of the year to surface. Deep in the soil, I slowly, weakly extend my index finger up toward the sky. I touch the outside air for the first time in who knows how long. It's startlingly, wonderfully cool. Only a few centimeters of my fingers is in contact with the world, but it's enough. It's enough to tell me that I'm alive. Soft, quiet raindrops wet my fingertip. I've already cried myself dry, so maybe the sky is shedding tears in my place. This is it. My eyelids fall like melting wax running down a candle, falling shut so heavily that it feels like they'll never ever open again. I begin to slowly, peacefully disappear.
That was quick. It's only been 11 hours since I buried you. After all that pig-headed whining about wanting to die, this is all you've got? No gods, woman.
Huh? I pull Michiru up out of the earth. She's got somewhat a surprised expression on her face, which is understandable, I suppose. Yuuji, why are you here? Am I dreaming?
This isn't a dream, it's reality. How are you feeling? Come to your senses yet?
But why? What's going on? Even if I tried to explain the whole thing, I doubt the girl would understand right now. I decide to keep it simple.
I knew it would turn out like this. That's why I did what I did. I knew it all along that you didn't really want to disappear or die. So I sat here and waited for you to break out of that shell. I was just your assistant on this one, here to lend a hand in the most literal sense.
I strongly squeezed Michiru's trembling hand.
I was waiting here the whole time, and I was planning to keep on waiting, as long as it took for you to come out of that box.
But what if I never came out?
Who knows? I hadn't thought about it, but I couldn't exactly wander off. If that ventilation tube I quietly installed for you had gotten clogged up with bugs or something, you would have suffocated in less than 30 minutes. There was no plan B. Kind of a half-assed strategy, granted, but it seems to have worked out.
You said 11 hours just now. You waited here all day?
That's right.
The whole time?
That's right.
What did you eat?
I locked you up inside a box and stuck you in a hole. You expect me to complain about my stomach grumbling? Anyway, half a day is nothing to worry yourself about, and barely worse than getting stood up for a date. Anyway, that's enough pointless back talk. Let's get going.
Hold on. Wait a second. I'm alive, right?
That's right.
I can talk to you again? I can see everybody again?
That's right.
Michiru's eyes had resembled dull, cloudy marbles for so long that I almost forgot they could sparkle like this. Thank you, Yuuji. Thank you.
Yeah. Save it for later.
No, let me say it now. I want to be your girlfriend. I want to be a couple for real. Not pretend.
Well. This is all very sudden. Can't say I've ever had a woman covered in head to toe in mud confess her love to me before. A valuable experience, to be sure. But a couple? Weren't you afraid of the end? Are you alright with the fact that we might have to say goodbye someday?
Yeah, even if it has to end someday, I want to be with you until then. Every second that I can. And I'll try hard to make it last even a second longer than that.
Try hard at what, exactly?
I don't know. Try to make you not hate me, or make you like me more, or make things more fun or something. I'll try really, really hard. Also, I won't run away anymore. I decided not to run away from reality. From the world.
I see. Sounds fairly promising. I'm getting the feeling we might be able to stay together for a good while.
Yeah. Oh, look at that face. Oh, he's even got a small fang. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Hey, Yuuji.
What now?
I love you. Honestly, I got the message the first time. Well, looks like the girl still got some energy left at least. Hoisting Michiru onto my back, I slowly carry her down the road leading back to the door.
You did good, Michiru. Welcome back to the world that you belong in.
Hey, do you have a watch? What time is it?
A little after 2 in the morning, I guess. The witching hour, as they say. Come to think of it, try not to make a habit of rising out of the ground in the middle of the night. People might take you for a zombie.
Yeah, for sure. Good thing you were the one who found me, Yuuji.
Indeed. Sakake probably would have pissed herself.
I want to know after all, what were you planning to do if I never came out?
It honestly wasn't something I thought about. I know you well enough to know you'd find the strength to live on all on your own.
Yuuji?
So, the worst case scenario I planned for wasn't you never coming out. It was you coming out after even more time had passed.
That's the worst case scenario? For a moment Michiru seems a bit confused, but then the answer seems to come to her on its own. Suddenly she starts squirming around on my back, looking anxiously around the area.
We got 2 possible emergency countermeasures. First, we could stop by that beach. It's a bit regrettable from an environmental perspective, but I think Mother Earth will understand.
No, anything but that.
What? You were about to toss your life away, weren't you? Surely you can withstand a little humiliation.
Some things are worse than death, okay?
Alright then, second option. You could always make use of the public facilities just past the bank.
Mention that option first! Michiru abruptly leaves down and takes off at a clumsy sprint.
Well, seems her body is no longer in a hurry to die, at least.
Welcome back. Spotting us, Sachi stops brushing the sidewalk in front of the gate and approaches with a beaming smile on her face. As for Michiru, after returning from the restroom with a profoundly relieved expression, she hopped right back onto my back for the walk home.
What on earth are you doing up at this hour?
Isn't it obvious? I'm cleaning.
So it would seem. But isn't it a little late for that?
In order to facilitate a smooth return for everyone who might choose to return at any hour, I've decided to work later into the night, especially today. So... You're not surprised to see me, Sachi? That's correct. I never believed that you had passed away, Michiru-sama. I was entirely convinced that you would return. More importantly, please try to avoid letting the others notice you for the moment. Since not only Michiru-sama, but also Kasami-san disappeared, the dome has been in in a state of constant uproar.
Not entirely surprising, I suppose. How do things stand currently?
The principal said there is no problem. It's Kasami-kun we're talking about here. I was quite convinced, but Sakaki-san and Amada-san have remained exceptionally restless. Maki-chan has been distracting herself with her shadow sack practice.
Sorry for the trouble. I'll have to explain everything to you all later. Guess I'd better brace myself for a slap of 3.
Indeed. Please do come in. I'm sure you're tired, yes? Feel free to use the grand bath. I made sure to give it a proper scrubbing.
Appreciate it. You really are a maid among maids, Sachi.
Still carrying Michiru, I turn to enter the premises. But before I can take a step, the girl shifts her position on my back and speaks. Thanks, Sachi. Thanks for waiting for me. Not at all. Thank you very much for coming back. Yeah, I'm home. Welcome home, Michiru-sama. Go ahead and get some sleep. You're up early tomorrow again, right? Yes, that is true. In that case, I'll excuse myself.
Are you crying?
Yeah.
I see.
Making no further comment, I carry Michiru to the bathroom.
You're filthy. I'll bring a change of clothes so you focus on getting that dirt off for now. Everything else can wait until after.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Being alone too scary?
Nah, I'm okay. I know you'll come back for me, Yuuji. The girl smiles a little awkwardly as she speaks. I give her a quick pat on the head and then make my way down to her room to obtain a fresh change of clothes. That said, I don't know where anything is in here.
These are the ones she's always wearing. Well, that works. Already out of the bath? That was fast. I brought you a change of clothes.
Okay. Her body wrapped up in a towel I left in the changing room, Michiru shuffles around shyly. Hey, Yuuji, you get in the bath too.
Not right now. I need to arrange for your medical checkup and...
It's fine. I mean, you were sitting outside all the time too, weren't you?
That's right. Oh, do I smell? Sorry.
Well, that's not the problem, but... Anyway, just take a break. At Michiru's insistence, I consent to bathe. From the perspective of a freshly washed woman, I must seem exceptionally unsanitary at the moment. Might have been a little inconsiderate on my part. It's not the time for a leisurely soak. I opt for a quick shower. But just as I'm finishing up, Michiru comes in as well. Oh, she's dressed. I did not expect that.
Hello there. Felt like taking a bath in your clothes, or maybe you forgot something?
No, that's not it. I was really happy to see you again, so...
I understand that, but couldn't you wait 5 minutes for me to come out of the shower?
I wanted to show my gratitude and stuff too, so I thought maybe I could wash your back.
You're a real handful. Alright, if you're doing this, do it quickly.
Yeah. Michiru rubs a bar of soap against the washcloths and slowly, carefully working up a nice lather. Pardon me. The girl proceeds to watch every nook and cranny of my back. Nice gesture, but after 5 straight minutes of scrubbing, it starts to feel like she's overdoing it a little.
Alright, that's good enough.
Scrub, 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 scrub.
I told you that's good enough. Cut it out already.
I don't wanna let you go. Finally abandoning her washcloth, Michiru leans against my back and wraps her arms around me.
Must have been pretty lonely down there.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere, Michiru.
I know, but could you kiss me? For real, not pretend. Ah! I turn around, take Michiru by the wrist and draw her to me. Oh! Yuuji, please. Instead of answering, I press my lips to hers. Well, this sort of thing isn't too bad every once in a while. I can't stand people who've decided they've saved someone with a little kindness. Human beings exist within their own private bubble of solitude. Our pain and sadness can't be cured by gentle words. Offering gestures of sympathy can make you feel good about yourself, but for the recipient, it's meaningless at best. People don't need a crutch or a savior. They need to overcome their own suffering or find the strength to accept it. And when someone needs help getting to that point, I'm willing to lend a hand. Of course, that doesn't mean I go around offering my support to every sad sack I run into on the street. I'm not some hypocrite politician or a cult leader. So, what distinguishes the people I willingly assist from those I don't? Not sure if there's any real clear criteria really, other than whim. Sometimes I just feel like it. Yuuji, I love you. Even when it comes to the young lady currently sleeping at my side, thoroughly pondering the reason why I helped her doesn't produce a convincing answer. But that's just the way human beings are. No matter how logically you analyze your motives, no matter how thoroughly you investigate the context of our actions, every once in a while you'll end up running smack dab into the incomprehensible. I can't comment on how meaningful this particular incident may or may not be, but I'm not unhappy with the way things turned out. In any case, the tricky part comes next. And that's where we'll end this episode. So, we shall definitely see how the rest of the academy deals with the newly back to life Michiru. But that's all for next episode. So, until then, take